I got 8th place in a $1,000 Lorcana tournament, and this is how I did it. I played Amethyst, Ruby, and I'm going to show you all the cards and tell you about all the common plays that I made. First off, in Amethyst, we played 4 copies of Olaf. It's important that I played this 1 strength, 3 willpower type Olaf. Hey, get out of here. Because you're able to do song cards like Teeth and Ambitions to make it so you can deal damage elsewhere without using him to attack. So it's important that you have 3 willpower. Like, you don't want to be putting out your 2 2-drops right now, especially in this meta. And then we have another 1-drop in purple. It's Maleficent. We use this pretty early on as an aggressive strategy. Like, we would rather probably start a Maleficent. So you ink something in your turn 1, and then you start a Maleficent. And then start of turn 2, you can quest with her. And that's where this next card comes in, Madam Mim Snake. So you pay your 2 ink, you play her down, and then she says, when you play this character, banish her or return another chosen character of yours to hand. So you want to make sure that you quest first so you get the 2 lore. You play Madam Mim Snake, and then Maleficent comes back to your hand. So she's safe. She's not on the board anymore. She's not going to be taken out. Then you play her again, and she's safe. But they can do other stuff because they'll be at a higher ink. They'll be able to use a smash, or they'll be able to use like a 4-drop beast to ping it. But if you get it off early, you're kind of guaranteed the 2 lore. So Madam Mim Snake, very important card to play. We play 4 copies of that. Draw power, very important in all of Lorcana. If you can draw cards, you're better off. So we play 3 Maleficents. It's a 3 cost, and then her ability, cast my spell, you get to draw a card. So 3 cost, draw a card. Drawing cards, always very useful. And the 3 cost is also really good to sing our Friends on the Other Side song, but we'll get to that. 3 Maleficents. I play 2 Madam Mim Fox. She does the same thing as a snake, but she can attack for kind of a big number. She can attack for 4 as soon as you play her. She doesn't have to dry on the field. 2 foxes, should probably play more. I play 2 crabs, Merlin Crab. This card lets you give another card plus Challenger 3 when it enters and when it leaves play. But I don't really ever do that during the whole tournament. I really just use this for ink. It's inkable. It's there in case I need to hit something really big, like the Cinderella that has resist 2. Like, Merlin can help with that, but I didn't really ever use it. Maybe that's why I got 8. 4 Merlin Rabbits. Merlin Rabbits, when he enters play, so when you pay 4 ink to play him, you get to draw a card, and then when he leaves play, he comes back to your hand, or he's banished, or he goes into your ink even, you get to draw a card. So he's guaranteed 2 draw cards just for playing him for 4 ink. Great card, but I'd rather play 4 Merlin Goats. This is probably the best card in the whole game right now. This wins matches left and right. Merlin Goat, when you play this character and when he leaves play, gain 1 lore. So it's guaranteed worth 2 lore just to play it. Because when you play it, he gains a lore, and then when it goes into your ink, when it's banished, or when it goes back to your hand, you get a lore too. It's guaranteed 2 lore. It's usually worth 3. Usually you can knock something out too with its big 4 strength. Merlin Goat, by far the best card right now. If you're playing Amethyst, you need to play the Merlin Goat. For our bigger stuff, we have the 7-drop Ursula. We're not playing the Elsa, but we probably should. We're playing the Ursula. It's kind of a late game play. Usually we didn't get up that high in ink. Usually we're using our 7s for Be Prepared. But Ursula there to make your opponent lose lore, and then also put the big threat of your gaining 3 lore on the board. For our action cards, we got 4 Friends on the Other Side. This is, again, draw power. You never really want to be inking it. If you're inking it, it's a wasted resource. It's a bad time. But if you ink it, yeah, it's just that, like, you have to. You can also sing it really easy with cards like Maleficent or Madam Mim Fox. Like, they're there to sing Friends on the Other Side. The same thing with the Rabbit, because the Rabbit is only ever gaining you 1 lore if it quests. So it's always good to use Friends on the Other Side to the Rabbit to sing it, and then you get to draw 2 cards from your deck. So that's why that's there. This card right here, Sorcerer's Spellbook, this one wins games against mirrors. So if you're going up against another Amethyst Ruby, play some Sorcerer's Spellbook. It's crazy. It's free lore every turn. You pay 3 initially, and then you pay 1 ink to gain a lore. So it's just a good deal. And play 2 of them. And you don't want them in your opening hand unless you know that you're playing a Amethyst Ruby deck. You don't really want it in your opening hand because you want to see your uninkables later. Pinocchio's here. Same thing as the Maleficent that quests for 2. It's kind of an early game threat. You're able to do a lot of Amethyst combos with Pinocchio, like questing with him and then using your snake or your Mim Fox to pick him up again and keep him safe. Lots of good stuff to do with Pinocchio. On to Ruby, and it kind of mirrors the same thing as our Amethyst with this first card. It's basically an Olaf copy. It's like playing 4 Olafs, but it's red. Because right now the attributes don't really come into it. The Storyborn Hero doesn't really matter in this meta, in this archetype. This card, 4 of these other Minnie Mouses. Minnie Mouse, Stylish Surfer. She is evasive, and she quests for 2. So 2 is huge, and there's not a lot of evasive cards out right now. There's not a lot of evasive cards that are posing this a threat. There's only 1 evasive card that's posing a big threat, and that's Fidget. If somebody plays a Fidget, your Minnie's dead. That's just how it goes, because it has the 3 strength and it has the 3 willpower. But play the 4 minis. It's a great option. You can ink it if you have to. You can sing friends on the other side with it. It's a great option. Minnie Mouse, Stylish Surfer, top card. It's right under Merlin Goat. It's so good. Maui. We have 4 Mauis. And you know why. It can hit Cinderella, almost knock her out. Cinderella has 2 more health, but you can get that with something else. You can get it with your goat after. And it gets them when they least expect it. I actually found myself using Maui to knock out the Pinocchio with the 3 lore a lot. I would use Maui to knock out a Pinocchio. Even though it has 1 strength, I'm going to use my Maui to make sure my opponent doesn't get 3 lore next turn. Maui's always going to be played in every Ruby deck. It's just too good. You can just put it in the ink if you get it in your opening mulligan. It's too good. Always have 4 Maui. There's no reason not to. One of the best cards. And we play Lady Tremaine. It's kind of like Dragonfire. It's kind of like Maleficent Monstrous Dragon. You just get to banish anything. The only downside is that you don't get to choose. Your opponent chooses. So Lady Tremaine, when you play this card, each opponent chooses and banishes one of their characters. Super good. It's especially good after you be prepared the turn before. So you be prepared the turn before. They don't have any cards in the hand. They're just top decking stuff. They play Madam Mim Fox or whatever. And then you play your Lady Tremaine. Guess what? They got to get rid of it. They can't stay. They can't hang. The big card, be prepared. Everybody knows it's 7 ink. Watch out. Hold your horses. You're going to get wiped. Your opponent's going to quest, and then you're going to get wiped. Teeth and Ambitions is here, so you can ping damage on your 1/3 characters like Minnie, and you can knock out their 1/2/2s. You can knock out their Archimedes, you can knock out their Flounders, you can knock out their Chips, you can knock out what needs to be knocked out. We have these are one-ofs, and mostly because I don't have other Maleficents, I would probably run more. Lots of people only run 2. I run 1. Maleficent Monstrous Dragon, a late game play, and it banishes the chosen character. So you just got to watch out that they don't have ward so you don't make that mistake. Then we have Fan the Flames. This is more for if you're running a loop like an Arthur type of build, but it's here. I just put it in there. It's inkable. It's harmless. It could save my Maleficents for a turn. The one that quests for 2 lore. It could save my Pinocchio for a turn. That's why it's here. And then 1 copy of Dragonfire. Probably one of the most hated cards in the game because it just wipes out your people. It's here for Cinderella, the steel one. I keep saying that, but this card is just here for that. And for Cogsworth. No, not Cogsworth, because Cogsworth has ward. That's what it's about. So Let me know if you guys are playing this and what kind of variants. I know the Elsa variant's super good, but this is what I'm playing right now, and it's how I got 8th place at a $1,000 tournament here in Michigan.